Alright, hello, God is a Girl here, and welcome to my first ever speed build. Remember that last video that I did, the Create a World thing? Yeah, you're never gonna see that again, even though it says episode 1, because that program made me want to pull my hair out and cry for 3 years. Anyway, speed builds, I think I can handle that. This is my first one, and I'm thrilled. As you can tell by the title, hopefully. It is an old Victorian house. Really exciting stuff. Lots of things for me to say about this build. First of all, one thing I will say about like my building methods is that I don't normally build like this, where I like create the shell of the house and then build the floor plan around it. I know a lot of other simmers and speed builders do that like almost every single time. I'm not a huge fan because I don't see how somebody who's designing a house would design a house that way. I think most people would design the floor plan along with the shell of the house, which is how I normally do it, so that way I can kind of like see like, oh, this is going to be the kitchen, and then it's going to have the dining room attached and everything, because otherwise, usually if I just build a shell of a house and I try to make the floor plan work, there's some funky shit going on, and let me tell you, this house does have some funky shit. Downstairs looks great, I think, in my mind. Sure, it could be better, but it doesn't look bad. But the second floor is not pretty. So if anyone else can do better on the upstairs floor plan, I would love to see it. Feel free to tag me on Twitter, because I'm not happy with it to this time. I built this house like 2 days ago. Anyway, but basically, like, inspiration for this house comes from a lot of things. One of the things is just the fact that I prefer like Victorian styled houses. I like older houses. I like turrets. I like funky shapes and funky roofs, and I like when a house definitely looks like a piece of it has been added on, and like another piece has been added on like over the years, you know, like old houses. Also, yeah, don't mind me doing whatever the hell it is I'm doing with roofs right now. I really don't know. Yeah, that's me resetting the pitch. Anyway, but there was, oh wow, I'm peeking so bad. That's horrible. Am I gonna restart this? Maybe. No, I'm not going to. If it's bad, whatever. Maybe I'll redo the voiceover another day. Anyway, I should have been looking at my levels. I'm sorry if I was killing anyone's ears there. But anyway, back to Victorian houses. So I, a few months ago, I like got really into the Supernatural pack, and like I've always been into it. It's one of my favorite packs. But I was just like really into it. And I was looking up a bunch of like supernatural themed builds and like castles and Victorian houses, and I didn't find that many that I liked. Granted, I didn't do like a lot of searches. I just kind of went on like a kick one day, and that was about it. But I did see, I think it was Deligracy who did, and correct me if I pronounce that wrong, I'm so sorry, who did, I think it was like a Snow White castle. And it was really cool, and it was really pretty. Anyway, and it just got me inspired. And so I had built this house on I believe it was a 60 by 60 lot in Moonlight Falls, which is where this house is built to. And like this thing was my magnum opus when it comes to building, I think. Like the landscaping was great, the floor plan was great, the decor was great. Like I did a banging job on this house, and I was really happy with it. The thing is that I didn't fully finish it. I had like minor decor stuff, like cluttering stuff to do, because I was actually cluttering back then. I don't really do it anymore, to be honest. And then, yeah, here's me making a little detached barn garage. It's really cute. I wanted to be like all the other simmers. Anyway, so this house, like, I was super stoked about it. I even had like a secret, like, entrance to a staircase that led to the 3rd floor, and it was the only way to access the 3rd floor. And I was just, I was so happy with it. But I only had like minor decor and then like probably lighting to do left. And like lighting is pretty much the main thing that I usually save for last on all of my builds, just because I like to see everything fully furnished and done and then be like, oh, how would I want to see this lit? Lit. And then I also fill in like blank wall spaces and blank floor spaces with like wall lamps and floor lamps. But I never finished the house, and I was literally just about to one day. I had like put the house, the build down, didn't open the save for like a week. And then when I finally went back to it, and I was like, okay, I'm finally going to finish this build. I'm going to save it to my library. I'm going to upload it to the gallery. Like, I am stoked. Or the Exchange, whatever Sims 3's thing is. And I went to open it, and it was the only save on my computer that would not open. And I tried a bunch of different solutions that I found on the internet. And of course, none of them worked, and they were all really complicated, and there were like 1,000 steps that I could have messed up on any one of and would have lost everything anyway. And I was like, you know what? I have some CC. I'm just gonna uninstall everything and reinstall it. And I'm not gonna save a thing. So I didn't save anything, like on an external hard drive or anything. And I just uninstalled and reinstalled everything. And started off fresh, clean, and it felt good. I think the only thing I regret is losing that one house, to be perfectly honest. Like, I had like a legacy challenge going, but like I had kind of accidentally cheated because I took in like spouse's money that he like comes with when he moves in, and it was like for the first generation, so I kind of fucked up on that one. But anyway, so I wanted to rebuild the house, and I tried right before I started building this one, and I like kind of started the floor plan, but I was like so stressed because I was recording, and I was stressed I'm just repeating exactly what I just said. I was stressed because I was recording. And, oh yeah, by the way, I know the house looks like really boring because it's like all browns because I wanted it to look old and like worn and like kind of washed out. But I put this accent of green on it because I saw another house in Moonlight Falls, like a pre-built one that came with the town, had a green accent like that. So I totally copied that. But I like it anyway. Oh yeah, here's gonna be me struggling with the stairs for way longer than I should. It took me forever to figure out what I wanted to do here. So have fun watching me struggle. But yeah, so I tried rebuilding the house, and I kind of started, and I was like, screw it, like, I want to build like an L-shaped house, because I had also just watched, I think it was Lil Simsy's speed build where she did something like this, where it was like that turret in the middle of like an L-shaped house, like at the front corner of it, sort of a thing. I can't quite remember. It was a yellow Victorian. It was really funny, but yeah, and so I kind of wanted to do something like that, and so I did. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's not great. Like I said, the upstairs floor plan is the funkiest thing ever. Downstairs, not too bad. Pretty happy with it. And also, I didn't furnish the bedrooms upstairs except for the master bedroom because, once again, I copied another speed builder simmer person, Zen Simmer. I've been watching her videos recently, and she has not been furnishing her bedrooms very much. which I liked because I realized that like when I'm building a house, I'm really excited about the exterior. I'm excited about the floor plan and getting like the common areas furnished. I finally figured out the stairs, booyah, and like the downstairs floor plan, awesome. But yeah, and I get to the bedrooms and I just get so exhausted. I'm like, this teen girl bedroom is gonna look like every other Sims teen girl bedroom, and this twin boy bedroom is gonna look like every other twin boy bedroom in Sims. And I don't know, I got to a point where I was like, oh yeah, it's just, here we go, here's the show of what the heck am I supposed to do with this floor plan upstairs. Just wait a while, I'd get there eventually. It's still not good, but I get there, sort of. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna furnish the other bedrooms, because, you know, if I end up playing in this house, which I want to, then I'm just gonna wait until I have a family to furnish it for, so that way it fits the personality of the Sim that's gonna be staying in that bedroom, you know? Or if I'm peeking again, jeez, okay, anyway, or if you guys somebody ends up downloading this house, then they can furnish it to their Sims that are living there. And like I said, I'm not really into cluttering lately, so it's not super cluttered. There's no CC in the house. I literally only have 2 objects of CC in my whole game right now. So I'm like, I'm cool with that. So I'm like trying to avoid, obviously, using CC in like builds that I want to upload. But if I do, I could probably just link those 2 items because it's literally 2 items of CC. It's just like a little can ceiling light, like a teeny tiny one, and then the L-shaped stairs that like everybody has. So, but yeah, overall, really excited with this house. And also, like I said, it's more supernatural themed, so we'll see it in the barn, but I have some like supernatural themed stuff going on in there. I didn't go too crazy with the landscaping, so there's still like open backyard for a Sim to have a garden, or if your Sim has like other hobbies, or if you want like the what's it called? I don't even remember what it's called, but it's the thing where like witches can fly on their brooms for tricks and stuff, and do tricks, and stuff like that. So you can like fill it in, or you can put in like playground stuff for a kid. Oh, here's the kitchen. I'm not like 100% happy with the layout of the kitchen. You'll see in a minute, it's mostly the island, but if I didn't put the walls up around the island, then the kitchen looked too big and like open. You'll see the walls in a sec, but anyway, so yeah. Also, by the way, this house took me like 5 hours to build, I think. I'm a slow builder. Like every time I like watch a speed build and somebody says that it took them like 3 hours to build the house, and they're like, oh, it took me forever, and I'm like, excuse you? Sometimes it can take me like 8 hours to build a house. Okay, maybe not 8, but like if I like left and then came back to it. Oh yeah, these are the walls I was talking about. But anyway, so yeah. Oh, and I also like didn't create a style a bunch of stuff, so like that chair and those bar stools, I never change I like don't design them or whatever, which I meant to come back to later, but I also really couldn't give less of a crap, because like I can't be bothered. I get like really bogged down and exhausted if I create a style everything, you know? And so that's why like when I make a wall pattern that I really like, because I started like, I watched and I still would if she made more, but Kiwi Simmings Sims 3 speed builds like religiously for a while, and I would like watch and see what she did with the wall types, and I would then mimic that, and because I always loved her wallpapers and stuff. Like, she did such a good job at it. And I was like, it looks so good. And, like, nobody would have wallpaper like this in real life. But, like, in Sims, it looks so good. And so I started doing that. And I would, like, I keep saving all the ones that I really like. So that way I can just, like, use the old saves and just, like, throw them on the walls and not really worry about it that much. Because I get so, like, bogged down with, like, too much create a style, which I should mention before somebody says, well, you know, you could just, you know, go play some Sims 4. Well, here's the thing. All I have right now is the base game because I got it from a Black Friday sale, and I got it for like $10. And I think I have played a total of 3 hours in the game. And I can't stand it, possibly because all I have is the base game, which I get, and I'm okay with that. But, I can't get into it, and I'm scared to get into it because I'm worried that I'm not gonna want to come back to Sims 3 as much, because I freaking love Sims 3. Because I know Sims 4 is going to run better, and like building is going to be easier, even though there's less freedom when it comes to like designing and stuff. And I know create a style will look better, even though you don't have, like I said, as much freedom. Like, one thing that I love about Sims 3 and hate about Sims 4 is your like freedom with hair, because I have been dyeing my hair pink for like a year and a half now. And I'm really into like cool hair, and like I don't just dye my hair pink. Like this last time I dyed my hair, I had like purple roots and then like pink throughout most of my hair, and then it like blended into like a peachy orange color like towards the bottom, because I was going for a sunset, a pink sunset, and my hairstylist did it. She did it so freaking well. So when I go into Sims and I make a Sim, I want her to have hair like that. I can't do that in Sims 4. And that makes me really sad. Like, I'm a big fan of having colored hair and like doing fun things with colored hair. But I can't get into Sims 4 partly because of that. Oh, here's the master bedroom. One thing I love about Supernatural is the all of the furniture that comes with it. I just think it's all so pretty. And one of my favorite things is just all of their like bedroom stuff, and like making a master bedroom out of like their furniture. It's so darn pretty, you know? But yeah, also one of the last things I always do is wallpaper, because I don't like doing wallpaper first, because then I like don't focus as much on the decor. But if I do the furnishing and decor first and then I do the wallpaper, when I do the wallpaper, it like accents the furnishings in there. Oh yeah, that chair, forget to create a style of that, and it looks awful with that desk. This room, I just made an activity room because it was so horribly shaped. It's like a Z. It's like Z-shaped. Oh gosh, look at that. It's awful. Yeah, so I made it like an activity, like study, bonus room, whatever. You could always change that. Please feel free to change that and like change the floor plan upstairs to make it look better, and then tag me in it because I want to see. But yeah, that room is my least favorite part of the upstairs floor plan. And here's me adding some color to the outside because it looks drab as hell. So yeah, I'm doing that. And furnishing this back porch here in a sec. Yep, here we go. Anyway, so yeah, I think overall how I pictured this house is kind of like, I don't know if you've seen Haunting at Hill House on Netflix, the new series directed by Mike Flanagan, which, by the way, love his work. But it was really good. But it's kind of like an older house that like a family bought, and they're like kind of renovating it, but like keeping the older charm to it, and the old like antique furnishings and stuff. They're just, you know, fixing everything up and making it look pretty. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, and then a fence, because if you're gonna play in the supernatural with supernatural and stuff, you don't want zombies attacking your garden. That's my like least favorite thing. That's my bone to pick. And then seasons, my bone to pick is the fact that you can't garden in the winter. It takes forever for your plants to come out of dormantness. So I put planter boxes in the barn. You'll see in a bit. But yeah, oh yeah, and I did a blendy thing here, so that way the like pathway doesn't just like stop abruptly there. I don't know why, like, because this was like a pre-placed lot, why they wouldn't just like make it so it like fits flush with the sidewalk on both sides. So your paths don't do that, but it's okay, whatever. Oh yeah, and then I put a lot of these huckleberry bushes to kind of make it look a little bit like overgrown, a little bit unkempt, but like a bit purposefully unkempt. Like there's a whole bunch that are gonna go between the barn and the fence on the right, now left, there. Anyway, you'll see in a sec. Because, you know, you buy an older house, you can fix everything up, and like the last thing you're gonna do is, you know, take out the bushes that are in between a barn and a fence that like nobody really goes over there, you know. But yeah, kind of went overkill with flowers. I remember thinking when I was building this house, I was like, I'm not going to go overboard with the landscaping. And then I totally went overboard with the landscaping. And here's me trying to find the tree that matches all the other trees around. It always takes me forever to match the trees from like in the world, because I never remember the names. I can't like look at a tree in Sims and be like, oh yeah, that's the large juniper tree. I can't do it. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, see, these are the bushes I was talking about. But yeah. Also, I really like the barn. The barn makes me really happy, to be perfectly honest. I know it's like super cliche to do a detached garage as a barn for like an old Victorian house. But I really don't care. Because I really want to do it, because I never done it before, and it made me really happy. I kind of like went overkill with this dirt, because I don't just put it under the plants. I start putting it under the house to kind of make it look like it's actually in the barn, to make it look like it's actually like sitting on the ground, you know. And then I also do it around, like underneath the entire fence. So there's that. Yep, here we go. Just gonna go around the whole fence. Yep. Grass don't grow there, because that's a fence. Oh, good. Anyway, so, yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying my first speed build, and my first commentary. I'm doing this, and my boyfriend is in the living room. He can probably hear everything that I'm saying. He's playing The Witcher right now. Yeah, so that's fun. And that's really all I had to say about that. Let's go back inside and finally do frickin' wallpaper. I literally just like threw stuff up. That's literally what I did here. I was like, oh, that looks nice. Oh, that looks nice. This one I actually like kind of edit a little bit. And I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. That's fancy. And then I like throw some crap up, throw some more crap up. Gotta get the right crap. There it is. Ooh, and I edit this one too. Wow. I had to get the woods to match because the pine wood just like looked weird in this house, you know, that like bright yellowy wood. I'm not sure if I am a huge fan of what I do with the walls in the master bedroom, because I just end up putting that wood siding around it. Yeah. And I mean, like, I like it. I'm just not sure if I like it for this house because nothing is like that kind of bluish gray when it comes to like woods in the house. So I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it. But okay, now we're doing the barn. We're getting pretty close, pretty okay close to done. We're getting there. Yeah, it takes me forever to get this ladder in. It like just wouldn't let me for whatever reason. It was really annoying. Those stairs could go in, but this ladder couldn't. It was really sad. It's like I took one the ladder and then I was like, put on floor, and I was like, there is floor, and it still wasn't letting me. And then finally it let me put it in that corner. And I was like, perfect. This is a great spot. I'm not gonna argue. Yeah, and then I put down some dirt, and then I like kind of did like a darker dirt over it to like try to make it like look not as like bright. And then I put in those like tire track dirt marks, which now I like lighten up, so it just looks a little bit like distressing in the dirt, like it like got it. That's like, you know, where cars drive. I can't talk. Anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. Oh wow, look, yeah, Amy's actually doing creative style. That's great. Oh, and that like little balcony above the downstairs bathroom that's like kind of next to the master bedroom bathroom, totally meant to like put a plant and like a sculpture up there to like kind of make it look like cool and decorated. And I noticed it in the screenshots, and I was like, meh, whatever. Anyway, yeah, here's the planter bowls, that made me really happy, because I've gotten, like, into gardening in The Sims lately. I never liked it before, but I like it now. Yeah, I put in the, draft table, because at first I was like, oh yeah, it can be used for, like, you know, 2 different careers, that's awesome. And then I was like, wait, it's supposed to be a supernatural, like, oriented build, and so I went with the, you know, alchemy station and the what's it called, the rock thing. Anyway, here's me doing lights. Basically, like, how I do lights is I start with like the ceiling lights, and then I move to like fancy wall lights and fancy floor lamps and fancy other ceiling lights. And I basically like light it based on like how I would want it lit if this were like a movie. Because like, okay, I'm gonna say it, I have a degree in film, and so I kind of like base it off of what I've learned in film on like what I would want lit and what I would want like with shadows for depth, but then I also like recognize that this is Sims and not a movie, and so I gotta, you know, light that crap up, otherwise it's gonna be like really dark and hard to know what you're doing. And like I said, yeah, I use a lot of like wall lamps, especially in this house, because it seemed to fit the house, especially with those cool, cute little candle ones, that come from the base game. And yeah, so, that's, yeah. And then I use these lights, which I never use. I don't think I've ever used them in a build before. Those like square ceiling lights. But I actually really like them. I've just never used them, but I noticed that they were really dim when I did use them. Oh yeah, here's me putting in rugs. All of the rugs are the exact same pattern, and that's just the base game one. I didn't bother changing them, mostly because I really liked my my kind of like theme where everything was like red and green, but it doesn't look Christmassy. I don't know how I managed that, but it doesn't look Christmassy. That was me thinking the build was done, and then now I'm putting in curtains. And I go with blue, mostly because I'm lazy. And I only put them on like, oh wow, we're in screenshots. By the way, I know the screenshots suck. I'm sorry, I'm not good at them. Just wait until we get into the interior ones, because I suck at them. But anyway, I'm gonna go now. Hope you guys all had a lovely time. Thanks for watching. And I hope to see you guys soon in another video, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, look at that screenshot. Oh, geez. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.